Eala joins Kuang Classic as final prep for Australian Open. Manila, Philippines, no rest for the weary. Alex Eala, hungry for more, turns her eyes to the Kuang Classic in Melbourne for her final build-up ahead of her highly anticipated main draw debut in the Australian Open. Until my heart stops. So close yet so far. Thank you Auckland for the warmest hospitality to start the year. I truly felt the Wairua, said Eala, who's already off to the land down under, following a semi-final run in the ASB Classic in Auckland. Aside from netting her third career WTA semi-final appearance, Eala is projected to reach a new career-best WTA ranking at number 49 according to live tracking. Her previous best was number 50 at the end of the 2025 season, making her the first Filipina ever to reach that peak. Eala did it by slaying Croatian aces Vekic, 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, and WTA number 82 Petra Marcinko, 6-0, 6-2, as well as WTA number 52 Magda Linette of Poland, 6-3, 6-2, in the first 3 rounds. With American partner Iva Jovic, WTA number 35, Eala also reached the Final Four in the Auckland doubles before bowing against the third-seeded Chinese tandem of Su Yifan, WTA number 40, and Yang Zhaoxian, WTA number 44, 7-5, 6-3. The Filipina-American tandem stunned the seasoned tandem of former world number 3 Elena Svitolina, now number 13, of Ukraine and multi-titled Venus Williams of the United States, 7-6, 9-7, 6-1, in round 1 before a walkover win against Czechia's Jessica Malikova, WTA number 72, and Mexico's Renata Zarazua, WTA number 84, in the quarterfinals. After Kooyong, the lefty sensation heads to the Australian Open, where she has, for the first time ever, earned direct entry into the main draw as a top 50 player. The Australian Open remains the only Grand Slam main draw Eala has not played in after the French Open, Wimbledon and the US Open, after multiple qualifying round exits as a wildcard. A winner of the Australian Junior Doubles crown with Indonesian Priska Madeline Nugroho in 2020, Eala had only figured in the qualifiers of the Australian Open until this year after her meteoric rise in 2025. Rising with the sun, Alex Eala's bold step into Kuang Classic and the road to the Australian Open. At dawn, the courts of Melbourne await. The quiet hum of practice balls, the whispers of early morning drills, the echoes of sneakers brushing court paint, all signal the beginning of another day in January's tennis fever. But for Alexandra Alex Eala, the Australian Open isn't yet here. Before the bright lights of Grand Slam glory, she has one more stop, the Kuang Classic, an exclusive and invitation-only exhibition that stands as her final test before the year's first major. For many champions, Kooyong is where preparation meets affirmation, a place to feel the hard courts of Melbourne under your feet, to sense the breeze off the Yarra, to gauge your timing in a competitive setting that is serious in spirit, even if not Grand Slam official. And this year, at just 20 years old, Eala is stepping onto that hallowed ground, her eyes fixed not just on the tournament ahead, but on making history at the Australian Open itself. A journey fueled by resilience. Eala's ascent has been anything but ordinary. From her early days as a junior star to becoming one of the brightest young talents in the Women's Tennis Association, WTA, she has rewritten expectations and shattered ceilings for Filipino tennis. In 2025, she became the first Filipina to win a Grand Slam main draw match at the US Open, stunning the world with a thrilling comeback that sent spectators into raptures. But more than statistics or records, her journey resonates deeply because she carries not just a racket, but an entire nation's hopes every time she steps onto the court. At the start of the 2026 season, Eala arrived in Oceania ready to test herself early, not shying away from competition, but embracing it. Her first challenge was the WTA 250 ASB Classic in Auckland, where she showed phenomenal form, compiling impressive wins against strong opponents and making a semi-final run that flagged her readiness for bigger battles ahead. Her performance in Auckland wasn't flawless. The semi-final loss was tough and exhausting, but it was also transformative. She fought from behind, battled through adversity, and showed the grit that champions are built on. Now, she looked forward to Melbourne. Kuang Classic, more than just a warm-up. Unlike standard tour events, the Kuang Classic is an invitation-only exhibition, a place where elite and rising stars alike can test their games under match conditions without the pressure of ranking points. It's a stage where confidence can be seized, rhythm restored, and competitive spirit stoked just days before the main draw of the Australian Open begins. For Eala, this isn't merely a rehearsal. It is a ritual of readiness. While others might rest, she moves forward, embracing every set, every point, every moment that brings her closer to feeling fully prepared for Melbourne Park's grandeur. As one of 4 WTA players invited this year, she joins the ranks alongside seasoned pros and spirited challengers. In Kooyong, she'll get valuable court time against diverse playing styles, from fierce baseline grinders to crafty veterans. It's the ideal environment to sharpen her strokes under less pressure than a Grand Slam match, yet with enough bite to expose weaknesses and polish strengths. For a young player like Eala, it's also a chance to test her mental edge, to observe how she handles transitions between matches, how she manages energy, and how her strategic mindset adapts to opponents who might seek to disrupt her rhythm. The weight and the wonder of expectations. To be young and succeeding is one thing. To be young and succeeding with expectations from an entire sporting nation is another. Eala carries the cheers of millions, not just from the Philippines but from all corners where tennis lovers admire her courage and competitive fire. From her powerful forehand to her deft lefty serves, she has already drawn international attention not as a fleeting talent but as a genuine contender. Her trajectory shows that she is no longer merely a hopeful, she is a force in her own right. Yet with all that promise comes pressure. The Australian Open main draw, the one major that has eluded her, is within reach. It's the final Grand Slam frontier in her young career, the singular stage where she has yet to compete in the main draw despite her fervent efforts in previous years. Kooyong represents more than preparation. It is a bridge between past near misses and future triumphs. The art of transformation. What makes Eala's story compelling, beyond her results, is her evolution. She plays with a blend of tenacity and joy that belies her age. She is as much an ambassador of her nation as she is a competitor on the world stage. Something remarkable happens when an athlete embraces not just victory, but the pursuit itself. Eala seems to understand this instinctively. Whether in singles or doubles, like that memorable run with partner Ivajovic, where the duo stunned season champions early in Auckland, she plays with heart and daring. And it is this blend of skill, resilience, and spirit that positions her as someone to watch at Kooyong and beyond. She doesn't just prepare physically, she prepares emotionally and mentally. She treats each moment on court as an opportunity to fine-tune not just technique, but belief.